I'm 70 years old.
All right, Lou, one more thing. Wilder Fury, are you still working with Deontay?
I've answered that question a gazillion times before. Everyone knows I'm not working with Deontay, and I haven't been shy about it. My relationship professionally as a promoter for Deontay and working with his team ended when I set up the Dazn meeting, which is also perverse. What did I do? I tried to talk to everyone in the marketplace and make a best effort to make the most money for a guy that I cared about and I worked with. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? But you know what? I mean, I had a decent run with Deontay. I have nothing bad to say about him. I wish him and his family well. If I see him, I'll say hi. I don't think he has a bad word.
Those are the words of Lou Dibella. Lou Dibella was asked, of course, this is the continuation of the interview that Lou Dibella had with IFL TV. I will leave the link in the description below. And this is volume 2, okay, because I couldn't cover it all. I know that first video was getting lengthy, but it was a lot of stuff that I didn't cover that I really needed to cover, including this. And this situation a lot of people don't know about. I mean, if you're fans of Deontay Wilder, this is especially for you guys, okay? Lou Dibella is not with any type of entity or tied down to a particular promotional company or network, okay? Like a lot of these fighters, you know, like the PBC and Errol Spence saying, I'm only going to fight on Showtime. I'm only going to fight on PBC or Fox. You know what I mean? That mentality. He doesn't have that. He has a certain amount of fighters, and those fighters, he puts them where he best suits them to make the most money for them, okay? Just like he was attempting to do with, and actually he done that with Deontay Wilder. Let's be real. He got to sit down with John Skipper, not Eddie Hearn, not Barry Hearn, not Matchroom, but John Skipper. John Skipper is the big top dog at Dazn. And they offered him a lucrative amount of money, the type of money that Al Heyman said that that's Floyd Mayweather's training money. Okay. Lou Dibella said after that fell through, he calls it perverse. It was very much so. Very perverse because they were offered amount of money that they never been offered before. Lou Dibella, of course, showing that he has no allegiance, no alliance to a particular network. Just wanted to do the best thing for his fighter. That's what promoters do, like he explained. Now, the question is, why was Deontay not either allowed or didn't take that money? Because at this point, he just did not take it, and he was probably listening to other people around him. And it was not Lou Dibella, okay? It was Shelly Finkel. It was Al Heyman. It was people that had some type of other vested interest or interior motive for Deontay Wilder, okay? Now, we also know that they bargained with Showtime, and they had to give him $20 million to fight Dominic Breazeale because DAZN offered $20 million, right? But if you notice, one thing that Showtime did not match was what they were going to give him for fighting Anthony Joshua, okay? And that's $100 million for 2 fights. They did not, no shape, form, or fashion had any intention on matching that. That's if Deontay and his team really even wanted that or demanded that. That didn't happen. But he did get $20 million. He got a particular package for fighting Dominic Breazeale, okay, for staying with Showtime. But here's the strange thing that happened. After the Dominic Breazeale fight, Showtime decides, no, we're not going to put your fight with Ortiz on pay-per-view, so we're not going to back you on that, and we're not going to back you on a Fury 2 or Fury rematch fight. Don't you find that kind of strange that a person would give you $20 million just to keep you at Showtime, and then after the deal, I guess it's off the table now, I'm not sure, the DAZN deal, they decide to drop you? If it wasn't for Fox PBC, he wouldn't have anywhere to go. So PBC and Fox, Deontay should be thanking PBC and Fox. Because those guys, if it wasn't for them, he would have had no place to have that fight. HBO's gone. Showtime didn't want him. ESPN, whoa, Bob Arum. Right? Yeah, have the fight over here and have it for 50%. You should have signed the fucking fight, Fury, when he signed the contract, you dumb bastard. You know, so there's nowhere he could actually go and really save face. You know, so they picked that fight up, but back to the deal. Lou Dibella, Deontay Wilder, their business working relationship ended when Lou Dibella got him a sit down. So if it's all up to Dibella. Dibella is the reason why Deontay Wilder was presented that type of deal in the first place. You thank that man, Lou Dibella. Okay? The guy that was trying to help his fighter, the guy that was trying to give him general wealth money. $100 million? Get the fuck out of here, man. Like who are we fooling? And you're doing that for allegiance or loyalty to a network that dropped you like a bad habit. And see, and what it is now, I think it's different than networks. It's more about the fighter about the promotional company. About the promoter than the actual promotional company. Let me explain. He's still working with Al Heyman. He's still working with Shelley Finkel. So wherever Shelley Finkel and Al Heyman had their money, that's where Deontay went. Okay, so Al Heyman, he had a great working relationship with Fox. So Fox and Showtime or whatever, but Showtime decided not to do it. And it's crazy that the only reason that they were there at that meeting, okay, is to see what they were going to be offered. So they had no intention of making that fight. So again, if you're a Wilder fan and you know what the truth is, you should ask yourself, why would you sit there and go to these other channels, listen to all this bullshit that Joshua did not want to fight Wilder, whereas Team Hearn has sent maybe a half a dozen offers? And that's not including the Dazn deal. The Dazn deal was totally separate from Eddie Hearn, okay? The only thing Eddie Hearn had in common with the deal is his fighter was on that other side of that contract to fight Deontay if Deontay signed that particular Dazn offer to fight on that network, to fight Dominic Brazil, Joshua. That's if he did it, but we know he didn't do it. So you got Lou Dibella. He's done all that for you. And then somewhere down the line, the working relationship ended at that point. Why do you think that was? You know, did Lou Dibella do his job too damn well or what? Because it seems to me that Lou Dibella did what he's supposed to do. And then it's like it was some type of falling out. And if I was a fly on the wall, I could see what went wrong. Because Lou Dibella pulled his strings, did his job, did what was best for his fighter, and he didn't even know his fighter was compromised and brainwashed, which Deontay is. He's either a slave mentally or physically, or both. Because he can't take a $120 million deal, but then they're going to turn around and give him $20 million to keep him on Showtime. Then Showtime decides, you know what, you're not good enough. They drop him like a bad habit. Now he's fighting Fury on PBC Fox in conjunction with ESPN, but then they only had 2 press conferences, and those were all spontaneous. What the fuck is going on? Why wasn't he dealing with Lou Dibella? So if anybody, you should get rid of Shelley Finkel or whoever the fuck told you or convinced you not to take or forced you not to take that money. That's pretty much that, man. I mean, when you got Lou Dibella and he really didn't talk about it, and in fact, when he was asked, if you could tell, he was kind of agitated. But that's Lou anyway. He's kind of like, especially, he was like, well, you already asked me. You already know the answer to that. I already told you. I don't work with him. He doesn't have any bad blood with Deontay Wilder, but at the end of the day, he knew our working relationship ended. So the question is really to ask is like, why would your working relationship end with Deontay Wilder when you have actually done more for him than anybody else in his career? And that's including Al Heyman. That's including Shelly fucking Finkel. That's keeping him away from fights that he should have been fighting if he even wanted to fight them. Oscar De La Hoya included too, because he was with Golden Boy. Okay, Wilder was also with Golden Boy starting off. So he did more than all those guys. And then he gets scorned for it. And I know there was a falling out maybe between Dibella and Al, or Dibella and Finkel, or really Dibella and Wilder. Because maybe if Deontay Wilder is a slave, is a prisoner of the PBC, which I believe, I think he can't do many things when it comes for him making decisions for himself. He can talk all day. That's it. He can't make anything happen on his own. So I think the falling out came from Dibella Shelley, Dibella Heyman. And they were like, you know what? We don't need to work with you. And Lou Dibella said, you know what? Fuck you and fuck you too. I believe that would happen because he knew Deontay Wilder, because he's worked with him long enough. He knew that Deontay Wilder could not be in there without those other two guys. So those other two guys ran the shots. He helped promote Deontay. Then let's not forget JD's. He's a trainer / manager too. Right? So that's what we have. So there had to be some falling out between him and and his other management, or the other part of his management team. And I think that the reason he didn't blast Deontay Wilder was because he knew Deontay Wilder was on, the weaker part of that totem pole, where he wasn't the main person that stopped that fight from happening. But of course, Lou Dibella knows more than anyone else why he doesn't work with Deontay Wilder. And then the question is, why don't Deontay Wilder want Lou Dibella? Right? But who says he doesn't? If he is a prisoner of the PBC or Fox or whatever, or Al Heyman, okay, he can't allow to talk his freedom, or he's not allowed to talk the things that he really or do the things that he really wants to do in the sport. So that's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think about Lou Dibella's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.